Hi everyone, myself Gordon, working as an Agile coach at RSK BSL India. So first of all, I'm sorry guys that we are coming after a long time. The thing is, at our organization we are having so many activities. So what is happening that we are following the work from anywhere culture. Everyone is doing the work from where he or she wants to. But at a regular time, like in 2 months, 3 months, we are having a meetup for 2 days. So what happens for these 2 days, we actually get together at certain places, we have some activities, we play, we talk. So this is a kind of the social activity, so that our social bonding are not get blurred. So that was a good time, and I was also involved in the few things for last couple of months. But yes, from now on we will be very regular in talking about Agile. And if you have anything that you want to discuss, that you want to learn, that you want to understand in Agile, Scrum, Kanban, or any other thing related to that, so you can just comment and we'll try to have that session. So today we will be discussing about Scrum. We will actually moving forward from in our Agile discussions. So till the last session we have discussed about Agile, what is Agile, why Agile, Agile myths. We had the overview about the frameworks, Scrum, Kanban, XP, SAFe. So that we have discussed. But from today we will be discussing all these things in the depth. So Agile we have discussed. Today we will be starting the frameworks. And since as in the last session Parul said, Scrum is the framework which is being used by the 66% of the team globally, as per the State of Agile report, the recent State of Agile report. So we will be taking the Scrum first, and then we'll be talking about the other frameworks. So what is happening here? We'll start Scrum today, and we'll talk about how it was named and what are the foundations of Scrum. We'll be taking the reference from the Scrum Guide, which is the most authentic material or most authentic documentation on the Scrum framework, and we will be discussing on the same lines. So if we talk about the name, how it was named, so its name comes from the rugby. The rugby is a game where there are the two teams, there is a one ball and there is a goal post. So anyone from both of the teams just need to pick the ball and run towards the goal. And when the goal is done, then all the members again starts from the starting point and then moving towards the goal post. So what is happening after one goal? They are again restarting the process, going, and then after every goal they do the same thing. So what is happening? There is a iteration kind of things happening. There are the rounds. They are restarting the process for the next round. Again they are restarting. And what Scrum is doing, Scrum is also also following the iteration based development approach, the incremental approach towards the product development. So from there, from rugby game, this name has been taken for this framework. Now if we talk about the foundations, so for the foundations there are the two theories on which Scrum is based. And what are these two theories are? One is Empiricism and another is the Lean. And these are the two foundation theory which are working as a foundation for the Scrum. So what are the Empiricism and what are the Lean, and how they are working as a foundation for the Scrum. So that is the thing that needs to be understood. So Empiricism, if we talk about the Empiricism is what? Before Empiricism, to conclude what is Empiricism, we need to understand two principles, two things to understand this. The very first thing is the experience-based learning. Today, I have the knowledge of those things which I have done, but anything which I have not done ever in my life, I have the knowledge from the other sources. I don't have the experience for that, but yes, from the others' experience, from the reading, from any other engagement, I have the knowledge about that. So what Empiricism is saying, the first thing is the experience-based learning. We are our knowledge is coming from the experience. We are learning by doing the thing. So what it is saying, the first thing is experience-based learning. or we can say knowledge comes from the experience. This is the first thing. Knowledge comes from the experience. That is experience-based learning. Second thing is, now I have the knowledge, and then if I need to make a decision, what will I do? I will go with my gut feeling. I will I will take the reference of my knowledge, of my learning, what I have taken from the past. So the second thing is same. We make the decision based on the available knowledge. So this is decision making based on the available knowledge. So what we are saying here is experience-based learning means from the experience we gain the knowledge, and based on the available knowledge we make the decisions for the future. That is the empiricism. Understood? Now we talk about the lean now. There is another thing which is the lean, and lean talks about mainly two things. First thing is eliminate waste. Now when we talk about waste, waste can be anything which is not of the use and we are producing, or we are having, we are maintaining. It could be anything. So that is something. First thing is the eliminate waste. We need to find the waste, and we need to take the certain measures so that we can eliminate waste. In a theory, in a Kanban theory, there are the 7 type of waste are classified. So yes, there is one thing which is the eliminate waste, and second thing in the lean is the focus on improvement or the learning, and we say this Kaizen. So what we are talking about is eliminating the waste which is not required, just cutting that down, and improve, learn in every iterations. So these are the two things: empiricism, lean. These are the foundation of the Scrum. But how we can practice this empiricism, or how we can practice that lean? There is in every iteration of Scrum is the sprint-based model of the development, and in every sprint, in every iteration, we have the opportunity of 3 things. We do the 3 things. So one is just a second. So one is transparency, inspection, and adaption. So we shall be discussing about the events in the Scrum and how these things are facilitated: transparency, inspection, and adaption. But we need to understand, to follow these practices, the empiricism and the lean. To fulfill that, we need to practice these three virtues. These 3 practices: transparency, inspection, and adaption. Transparency is something that everyone is having the enough access to the information that is required. Inspection is after every iteration, after every at a regular time, the team has the opportunity to inspect their processes, inspect their workflows. And then adaptation is something, if anything is not working fine, that if there is a scope of improvement, then teams are adapting the new ways of working, new processes, new technical things, whatever is required after every iteration they can do. So these are the 3 things which are having the foundation for the empiricism and lean. These 3 things are helping the teams to understand, to enhance their knowledge, so that their experience is based, and then they can take the decisions in each iteration, in the future iteration, based on this. And also for the eliminate waste, there is an opportunity from the transparency and inspection to understand what are the waste. And then for the adaptation, this is the eliminate waste by adapting the new workflows, new processes. And finally, there is a improvement is required, which says the Kaizen. So yes, guys, we have discussed all these things. These are the mainly the foundations for the Scrum. How it was named from the rugby. The foundations are the empiricism and lean. Empiricism says two things: experience-based learning, that means knowledge comes from the experience, and another thing is based on the available knowledge, we make decisions for future. Then there is a lean. Lean talks about the eliminate waste, and then the continuous improvement, the learning, the Kaizen. For these two things, to practice these things, to introduce these things in our workflow, we need these three things: transparency, inspection, and adaption. So yes, this is the Scrum theory, which is based on these two principles. And transparency, inspection, and adaption is the very basic thing, is the pillars for the empiricism and lean, which is the foundation for the Scrum. So that's how the Scrum theory is laid out. In our next session, we will be talking about the Scrum framework, and then we'll move towards the events and the rules. So for now, thanks everyone.